Hello, my name is Zain Lakhani, and today I will teach you how to factor trinomials. So let's get a quick question. So our question will be m squared minus 14m plus 40. So this equation is pretty easy because you need to know two things before you start this expression. So you want to look at the first number or term. So you have m squared. When you have m squared, you know that you do not have to multiply the two terms. So let me explain more on that. Okay? So when you're factoring trinomials, you want to make sure you look at all three numbers and make sure they're in order. First, you want to have the term with the square. Then you want to have the number with the term. So, an example, 14m. And then you want to have just the number with no coefficient. So, you want to look at your numbers. So, for right now, we have m squared minus 14m plus 40. So, we want to get the 40. We want to look at that number. And we want to look at these two numbers right here, 14m and 40. So, right now, with the 14m and the 40, you want to notice that to figure out the next step, you have to figure out two numbers that multiply to 40, and they add up to negative 14. So let's see. What are two numbers that multiply to 40? Negative 10 and negative 4 multiply to 40. And do they add up to negative 14? Yes, they do, because negative 10 and negative 4 equals negative 14. So now what you want to do is you want to rewrite the first number, or the first term, m squared. You want to write either one of these right here. I want to write them, either one of them, and I'm just going to write negative 4 right now, minus 4m minus 10m. So you see how I brought these two in, minus 4. You want to add the m because we're replacing this number right here. You want to add the m because we are replacing these two numbers. So m squared minus 4m minus 10m plus the number 40, because you want to rewrite all the numbers except this one. You do not want to write this number right here. Now that you have this, you want to split the equations, split the expression. So you want to get this number right here, and you want to put it in smaller numbers in parentheses. So we're going to put m, because both of these numbers have m in their expression. So we will write m, and we will write m again to make m squared. And to make negative 4m, we will want to write minus to make the negative 4, because 4 times m is negative 4m. Now, we want to look at the next part. We want to get these two numbers just like we did this. We want to write negative 10, because both of these numbers, 10 goes into 40, so both of these numbers have 10. They're divisible by 10. We want to open the parentheses because both of the numbers do not have m. So we want to add the m minus, because two negatives equal a positive 4. We want to always make sure these numbers in the parentheses are the same. So basically that's like checking it. These numbers are the same, m minus 4, m minus 4. So now we know our answer is correct for factoring the trinomial. Now we want to get this number right here and also put it in parentheses. So we want to add m minus 10 and put that in parentheses, m minus 4 and put that in parentheses. Now let me explain to you why I did that. At the end, we want both of the numbers to be in parentheses to get your answer. So I got the m minus 10 from right here, m in negative 10, m minus 10, and m minus 4. So now that you guys understood the last part, which is the easier version, let's try something a little bit harder. So our question is, for number 2, is 2x squared plus the coefficient of x minus the number 21. So now what we're going to do is, it's a little bit different than the last technique I showed you. So whenever there's a coefficient of x squared and there's a number in front of the coefficient of x squared, you want to multiply the number negative 21 in this scenario and 2x. So the number we get at the ending is negative 42. So now let's think. What two numbers multiply to negative 42 and add up to positive x? So 7 and negative 6. What do 7 and negative 6 multiply to? Negative 42. What do they add up to? They add up to positive x, because 7 minus 6 is x, to make it quite simple. So now, what we're going to do is the same thing we did last time. We're going to rewrite it. 2x squared. Now, instead of the x, just like last time, we don't write anything for the x. We write these two numbers right here. So, we're going to write 2x squared minus 6x plus 7x minus 21. We're going to rewrite the 21. And the reason why I didn't write the 7 first is it's easier. 2 is more divisible by 6. 2 is not divisible by 7. So I wrote the 6 instead to make it more easy. Because 7 is divisible by 21. I know that already because 7 times 3 is 21. But 2 does not go into 7. So it's more simple if I put the 6 instead. So now what we're going to do is, just like last time, we're going to rearrange it in parentheses. So now that it's 2x squared, we're going to write a 2 and an x. Because 2 goes into 6. 2 is divisible by 6. And x, both numbers have an x coefficient. So now we're going to write 2x. We're going to write another x to make x squared. And we're going to write a subtraction sign. 3 minus 3. Because 2 times 3 is 6. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6. We're going to close the parentheses. We're going to do the same thing again right here. We're going to do plus 7, because 7 goes into negative 21, but both numbers do not have an x term. So instead of writing x, we're just going to put a parentheses and write an x inside. And then 7 times 3 is 21, but since it's negative 21, we're going to write minus 3, close parentheses. Now we have this part, and just like last time, we need to get this part and this part and put it in a parentheses. So parentheses 2x plus 7 is the first part of your answer, and the second part is x minus 3. That is the second part of your answer, and that is your final answer, 2x plus 7 and x minus 3. So now that you guys understand this, let's do one more question. Let's see if you can solve it, and then I'll show you how to solve it at the end. So the next question I'm going to write is number 3. We're going to write 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. So I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to solve. So now, I hope you guys paused the video, and now I'm going to show you guys how to solve the third question of factoring trinomials. So the question was 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. So just like the question we just did, it has a 2 in front of the coefficient, or any number in front of the coefficient. You need to make sure you multiply it by this number. So these two numbers multiplied equals negative 12, and positive 2 multiplies together to get negative 24. So now, we're going to try thinking again. What two numbers multiply to 24, and add up to -5. Let's try -8 and 3. So -8 times 3 is 24, and -8 plus 3 is 5. So we found it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to solve it. So now let's solve it. So basically, you want to rewrite the expression. So we're gonna write 2x squared. Instead of the 5x, we write these two numbers right here. So 2x squared minus 8x. And I wrote -8 this time because when you write -8 is divisible by 2, and 3 is divisible by 12. So -8x minus plus 3x minus 12. So now that we've rewritten the expression, we want to write it in parentheses like normal. So both 2 and 8, 2 is divisible by 8, so we're going to write 2x, because both of them have x. X again to make 2x squared minus 4. So now that we wrote 2x minus 4, let's check. 2x times -4 is -8x. So now let's do this part. Positive 3x inside the parentheses, because both of them do not have the x. And then we write minus 4, because it's a -12. 3 times -4 is -12. So now, like normal, we get these two numbers right here, write them in the parentheses, so 2x plus 3, parenthesis closed, open parentheses, x minus 4. So, now that we know how to do this, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give us a like, a thumbs up, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and goodbye.